Hello, friends. It is Wednesday, not Thursday. But look what arrived in my mailbox yesterday. Actually, it wasn't in my mailbox. Mine shipped a little differently this month. I'm not sure if UPS delivered it or my mailman put it by the door. But I got my paper pumpkin box a little earlier than I usually do. This is actually, I think, only the second time in the history of me subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, which has been for a long time. Like almost since it started. It's the second time I've gotten the box and not already seen what's inside of it. So that was a super fun surprise. And I don't know if you guys have started to see Sneak Peek. Stampin' Up! Released their unboxing video, I think this morning. But the cards in here are gorgeous. So I thought it would be fun to do a little unboxing today and to put some of the cards together, and we'll see how that goes because I'm totally doing it on the fly. But these kits are easy, and like I said, this one's gorgeous. So let's take a peek inside. So the sneak peek they had of this kit was a cute little snail, and I was really thinking this was going to be a cutesy fall kit, which I was totally fine with because I loved it. I love the cutesy animal things. That little snail is on this card, but look how pretty these cards are. I love I don't know if it's Night of Navy or Blueberry Bushel in there. I should look at the back. It tells us the colors. Let's see. Night of Navy. Okay. But it looks a little blueberry to me on this card. And there is some foil accents that are really, really pretty. And I was just surprised by how gorgeous this kit is. So I thought it would be fun to share with you. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Paper Pumpkin is a subscription box that Stampin' Up! Offers. So, you know, like your beauty box or your, what do they have? Like the FabFit box, or I think there's subscription boxes for everything these days. But this is Stampin' Up's subscription box. And every month you get a crafty project to put together. It always comes, well, I took mine apart because I could not resist seeing what was inside, but it comes all wrapped in this tissue paper. So it's like a little present. And then this part is all like wrapped up in plastic. So I undid it because I wanted to see the projects. But every month, let me find it here. I think mine got pushed to the bottom. Every month, the kit includes an exclusive stamp set that you can't get anywhere else. They've started including this little printed sheet that shows you the stamped images. So they're not printed on here, but what you can do is you can use some of our clear stamp cases. You can purchase those. I think they come in a pack of 4 or 5, and you can keep them in here. Some people use our 6x8 photo albums and just tuck this inside a plastic sleeve to keep these. And you can use this to put your stamps on, or you can slide this into the clear case and then put your stamps on there. So that's really a nice feature. The kits always include some adhesive. Usually it is dimensionals and glue dots, and then a little tiny ink spot so you can collect your ink colors. And these do not repeat within a 12-month period. So that's really nice. You know you're not going to get the same colors over and over again. I will admit most of the time I take out my big ink pad and use that instead because I prefer it. But if you don't have the big ink pad, you can use the ink spot. And then all of these gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. So look, I believe this is copper foiling, super shiny and pretty. There's even the stitching is copper foiling. We've got labels. These are the glue dots. Now, some people really love these and some people really hate them. Most of the time I will get out my own adhesives, but if you don't have other adhesives, it's nice that it's all included in the kit. Okay, check out this card base. There's some copper foiling on that too. So a lot of the Paper Pumpkin kits are card kits now, which I love because that is what I use most often. There's that cute little snail. Okay, this is my favorite one. Look at this card base. Now we're going to put together one of each of the cards today, but I think I might have to cut the rest of these card bases apart and use it, so I get double the cards. Super pretty. And then this is a fun little peek through square card. So that's fun. Now some people I've seen complaining already, these aren't mailable. But guess what? This will fit into a regular envelope. It won't fill the whole envelope, but if you put it into a regular envelope, you can still mail it. So don't let that stop you from making them. I think they do, let's see, they do come with the smaller envelopes, which are super cute. Of course, they are decorated to match. So these could just be in-person little cards that you give to people too, if you want to use those envelopes. But like I said, they will fit in a regular size envelope, and you can just mail it like that if you want to. So don't let that stop you from making them. I love how the envelopes coordinate also. Aren't those pretty? And sometimes people will cut these off and use those on their cards too and tear apart the envelopes, which is totally fine. And you can be creative like that, or you can put the kit together as shown. So here are the instructions. Over the years, these have gotten much, much better. You throw them away. Are you talking about the glue dots, Joan? That's usually what I do too. But if you have a take your pick tool, I do find they're easier to use with this. So sometimes when I'm traveling and taking the kits in the car, I will use them, but I make sure I have my take your pick tool because that makes it a lot easier. Okay, so the instructions do not have words, so these are kind of like your IKEA directions, but there are color photos, which they never used to have. And this section right here will tell you all of the pieces you need for each card. So we're going to start with number 1. I need this card base. I need a piece of this Cajun Craze. Oh, let's see here. I got to find all my little punch outs. I am going to need a snail, a mushroom, a tree ring. So these are not stickers, but they're punch outs. And that is nice that they are all included for you. No die cutting, super easy. We need one of these. This has that copper foiling on it too. And then let's see, one of these. Okay, I think that's all of our pieces for our first card. Now, if you are a brand new subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, you are going to get a clear block in your kit, and it will be a thinner one, kind of like this. I don't know if this is the exact one that they send, but it's not quite the same as our regular clear blocks. And this is the size you get. So all of the Paper Pumpkin stamps fit on a block this size, or they're smaller. I like to pull out my regular block just because I like how it feels better in my hand, and I like how it stamps better. But you can definitely do it with the regular block that they send you in your first box. This is a size D block, if you are wondering. And like I said, all the stamps will fit on there. And I totally forgot to bring my stamp cleaner in here, so this might get a little messy, but that's all right. For this first card, let's see here. It looks like we're going to need Sending Autumn Wishes Your Way. And this little leafy branch thing. Not sure what we'll call that, but it'll work. Okay. So this is what I do a lot of times when I am being lazy with my stamping. I use both sides of the block. Does anyone else do that? You just have to be careful not to make a mess. So I have a feeling this might get messy today, but that's all right. Okay. Now we've got our directions for the first card. So it shows you the little ink spot. Oh, and I forgot this label. Better grab that. That is what we are going to stamp our sentiment on. Here is my label sheet. And sometimes there are extras of these. Like I believe there is 3 of each card, but you've got 4 of each of these. So you'll have a few extra pieces. Sometimes I just toss those. But other times I keep them and use them on other projects, or what I've actually started doing is my girls really like to craft. So I have an old Paper Pumpkin box on my counter, and whenever I have extra pieces or leftover ribbons and stuff, I stick them in there and give them to my girls, and then they just have fun crafting. So if you have grandkids or kids and they like to craft, that is a fun thing to do with your extras. Okay, so first we need to stamp our sentiment and then stamp that leafy piece on here. So let's move those things out of the way. There's not really a front and a back to this, but you can kind of tell which side was the back. I don't know, by the little pieces where it was attached to the punch out, so it doesn't really matter too much. And like I said, I like to bring in my big ink pad. So I've got my Cajun Craze right here. And we will do our sentiment first. And it will fit right on that little label. Sending autumn wishes your way. That is super cute. And then we've got our little leafy piece right here. Like that. I'm just going to set this over here. I'm going to close out my ink for a minute till we do our next stamping because I know I will make a mess of that. Okay, so now it's going to show you the adhesive. So these little gray dots are glue dots, and then these larger white ones are the dimensionals, and they give you a little sheet of their mini this time, our mini dimensionals, and then the glue dots. Now, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of their glue dots. So what I'm going to do is this gets tucked in here, and it says to put glue dots on the 4 corners. So I could either use some of our regular glue dots, or, you know, if there's enough space here, I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to cheat a little bit because that is my favorite adhesive. So what I'm going to do is kind of center this right here on this part of the card, and then I will just close that and press down so my adhesive will stick like that. Okay, then next it looks like we are going to add this piece right here, and this one had glue dots and it's going to fit right around there. So I think for this one I may use my glue dots. I just find these a little bit easier to work with, but I guess I should show you the other ones. I'll show you how I use my take your pick tool on those so you can see. So this just fits right around, kind of frames that. And then the sentiment also just has glue dots. Okay, so if I'm using the glue dots from the Paper Pumpkin kit, there's a little, you can stick your pointer end under here to pick up the glue dot. And we're going to put one on each end here. And then you could use the take your pick tool to pick this part off too, but I just use my finger. And that is the easiest way I have found to use them. If you try and use your fingers, it doesn't work so well. I like the take your pick tool. So this is going to overlap just a little bit like this. Okay, and then it looks like next we need to put the tree ring on, and that one has the dimensionals. So the nice thing about the directions is it shows you exactly where to put them too. So they are IKEA style directions. You know, if you've ever bought furniture from IKEA, there are no words, just pictures. But I think these are a step above those because we have full color. All right, so I guess we cover up some of that pretty greenery piece. So that goes there. And then this one's going to have the glue dots too. So we'll just use some of these, and I'm just going to stick them exactly where it tells me. And look how nice this is. So this little part right here is just pretty much exactly the size of the glue dot, which I'm sure is by design, and I love that. I've found that in other kits too, sometimes the dimensionals, and see, mine is folding up. That happens sometimes with these. That one is nice and flat. Okay, so this is going to go next. Just going to center it right on the bottom there. Then let's see, looks like we've got our snail with a few little dimensionals. Hi, Laura. I am popping in for a surprise live this morning because I got my Paper Pumpkin kit yesterday and I was excited to put it together. Okay, so the snail is going to go right there. And then we've got our mushroom for the side. And let's see, that's dimensionals too. Right there. I lost them for a second, even though they were right in front of me. Okay, that snail is super cute. And if you noticed in the stamp set, there is a little snail. There is his shell, and there is the snail. I think that'll be super cute for some extra projects. Okay, so it looks like they kind of tucked this in here like that. And there we go. I think that is everything for our first card. So super cute little card. And like I said, if you want to mail this one, just use a regular size envelope and it will fit in there. Oh, Joan, you missed out. Well, you know what? If you're a subscriber, maybe the refills or the kits will be coming. We will have to see. Or maybe you don't care for this one, and that's fine too. Okay. But I think it's gorgeous. All right, on to card number 2. This card base was my favorite. I think it is super pretty, and I don't know how much the copper foiling shows through. There we go. But there's some copper foiling on here that is just pretty, and I love, love, love these fall colors. Okay, so for this one, we have a few more leafy pieces. Let's see here. We've got a blue leaf. We've got, this looks like maybe wild wheat. Let's see. We've got a circle. And I think that is it. Okay, so let's find our directions for card number 2. I'm going to fold this so we have just those directions showing. So let's see here. I am going to take this stamp off carefully and set it over there, hopefully out of the way. We're going to use that kind of leafy greenery one again. And then this time we've got a thinking of you also. Okay, so let's do our stamping first. I am getting my Cajun Craze ink pad back out. And again, if you don't have the big one, that's fine. You can use the little ink spot that comes in the kit. So we'll stamp our thinking of you. There we go. And then we are going to be stamping our little greenery piece here right onto the card base. So it looks like they stamped it twice there. So I'm going to fold my card base. Get that greenery piece again. And just kind of look at where they stamped it on here. Let's see, right over this orange leaf, it looks like. If it's not exact, no one will know because they don't have the directions in front of them. So don't worry about it too much. And then this one, kind of right in there. Okay. I'm going to close up the ink pad again. So we try not to make a mess. Oh, look at that. I did make a mess. All right. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll have to put a leaf over here or something. Or I'll have to add some embellishments. It's because I got ink on my finger. All right. I saw a trick recently too. Someone used something to get ink off their paper. I'm going to have to look that trick back up because you don't want that little ink smudge there. Okay. This one looks super simple to put together. So the back of the blue leaf and the back of the yellow leaf have dimensionals. And right here it shows you want to cut one of them in half to fit on that little leaf. So the scissors, and it shows you it is in half. So I brought my scissors in. Scissors are pretty much the only extra product you will need to put your paper pumpkin kits together usually. Everything else is included, which is really nice. All right, so we've got 3 on that one. Put 2 here and then cut 1 in half for that last little leaf. So we've got a super tiny dimensional. And I'll put the other half back here for when I make my next card. Oops. See if I can get that on there in the right spot. Sticking to my finger, not to the paper. Okay. So it looks like, all right, you have to look carefully to see where these go. All right, it looks like the sentiment goes on first, and that one is just flat. So you could use the glue dots in the kit, or I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus because I like that better. So we want our little branches that we stamped sticking out. Then we're going to put that there. And we're going to add the blue one on the left side. And it looks like they have it all the way down to the bottom of the card base. I suppose it doesn't matter too much. There we go. And then our yellow one on the right side. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Is that everything? I think so. Okay, so there is our second card. Really simple, but very pretty. Oh, I'm sorry, Deb, you didn't order it either. I know. Well, you know what? The cards actually really surprised me. I said that at the beginning. I thought it was going to be cutesy fall cards because of the sneak peek with the little snail. And I was okay with that because I like cutesy stuff. But, like, especially this card really surprised me how pretty it is. Very simple too, but I love these colors. Okay, now our third card. So let me get back to, let's see. Okay, and on this page it shows you all the pieces that you need. So I really like this card base too. You've got the tree rings and then more of that copper foiling on there, which is really pretty. And this one too, you could cut apart and do 2 card fronts. I might do that with some of my other ones. I have to admit I have not been great about doing alternates for a long time, but the paper pumpkin kits lately have been really pretty. And I was working on another one yesterday, the one from last month with the birthday cards, and I really liked the color. That one had some foil too and fun folds, and it was just really pretty. So I think I'm going to have to get back into making more alternates and having more fun with my paper pumpkin kits. That's part of the reason I decided to come on and share this one with you today, because I was just really excited about it. Okay, we've got our 3 leaves. We've got this Cajun Craze piece. We've got a white banner, and then it looks like we'll need that stamp again, and we've got another sentiment. Oh, and I forgot these leaves. A lot of leaves on this one. So we've got, this looks like crushed curry maybe. And, ooh, we've got a copper one on this. So this entire leaf is copper foiling, which is really pretty. All right, I think I got all the pieces. So now I'm going to flip to the directions for this one. Okay, so I'm going to switch out my sentiment stamps here. I am glad I am on my glass mat this morning because I'm just sticking them up at the top out of the way and trying not to make a mess. So this is our third sentiment. So usually in the paper pumpkin sets, there are extra stamps that you don't use, but that coordinate with the kit. So this one, you've got a few leaves and then that snail, which is really cute. All right, I've got my with thanks here. Now a little trick. So sometimes with our photopolymer stamps, these bend a little bit when you put them on your black, and then they're not straight when you stamp them. So I like to just kind of drop it on my surface. Oop, I should do it this way though, to make sure it's straight so it's not bending. And if you have a glass mat or grid paper or something, that can help you make sure it's straight. And then you can use the black to pick it right up. And then you know it's going to be straight when you stamp. Sometimes if you try and put it right on the block, it gets a little crooked. And I don't know, that annoys me. So I do it that way so that it does not get crooked. Okay. I'm going to grab my white banner here, get my ink again. And we have our with thanks. have to get quiet when you stamp, right? So it gets in the right spot. All right, and then our branches are going to get stamped right onto the tree ring. And it's going to make a nice little focal point here, it looks like. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the picture, and it looks like this end of the branch kind of lines up with that center circle. So that is how I kind of know where to place mine. I think this is correct. I don't have speckles there. Why don't I have speckles there? Oh, because I have my card orientated the wrong way. This is why you have to look carefully at the directions. Okay, so here we go. Now I've got speckles where I should have speckles, I think. It will be close enough wherever I put it. Like I told you on the last card, no one else has the directions, so probably shouldn't care quite that much. Okay, and then this one here, like that. Okay, move our stamps and our ink out of the way. All right, so this card is a landscape card, not a vertical card. All right, we've got our stamping done. So let's see. Now we've just got to layer all the leaves on, and it shows our glue dots on the back of all of them. So you can decide. I think I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. But you can do whatever you would like. So we have one that goes right here, and I guess those dots get covered up. So where these two branches overlap is kind of where you're going to center all of your leaves and all of your pieces that you're adding on here. And you can kind of look to see like where these line up with the dots, and it does not have to be exact. We're just going to add all of these on here. All right. Like that. And then we've got our other two leaves, and those show dimensionals actually. Oh, one is glue dots, and okay, so this is helpful. So this is a little copper square. So that shows you this is the copper leaf that has dimensionals, and then the yellow one is flat. So let's make sure that's the copper one. So we will add a few dimensionals to that one. One there, and one there. So you see they kind of have you put them on these thicker parts where they're not going to really show through too much. And then this one has the glue dots, and same thing, you're putting them on the spots where there's not as big of a peek through, so you won't see it as much. All right, I did get that one. Okay. So your yellow one's going to go on first because it's flat. Kind of right there. And then our copper one. And that one goes right here. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, and then we've got our, okay, both of our banners. So this Cajun Craze one has dimensionals. Oops, there's that little piece from the last card. And they just show 3 across here. So I love this about paper pumpkin kits, that they even tell you how many of the adhesives to put on. So there's no guesswork. Okay, so this is going to kind of cover up the bottoms of some of those leaves, and it's okay if this one is sticking out just a bit. So you put that one on first, and then if you notice on our sentiment label, they have glue dots on the bottom and dimensionals on the top. And that is because this part's already popped up with dimensionals, so you want this to lay flat on there, and then that top part can have the dimensionals. So I do that sometimes when I'm making cards too. Part of it is layered with dimensionals and the other part is flat. All right, I might might have to get rid of that little guy. He is sticking all over the place. I don't know if I have a wide enough spot to do my Stampin' Seal, so I guess I will use the glue dots. And I'm going to kind of put mine in between, like that. I'm not following the directions on that. But I think it's because I didn't put my dimensionals right at the top. I didn't quite have enough room to put those glue dots right underneath them. Okay, I did it right. That's good. And then this gets layered like that. All right, look at that. That one is really pretty too. I don't know, it's a hard choice for me between this one and the second one, which is cutest. Okay, so in the paper pumpkin kits, like this month, there were enough to make 3 of each of these. I think I'm gonna use some of these things and make some alternate samples. And hopefully I will do that soon so I can share them with you. A lot of times Stampin' Up! Will offer refills for the kits, or sometimes even a whole entire past kit. And usually that is after their second billing, which is on the 20th. So after September 20th, check on the website in the online store and you can see. Now only current Paper Pumpkin subscribers can purchase those. So if you are not a current subscriber, you might want to be. The refills just have, the refills don't include the stamp set and they don't include the ink spot, but they include everything else. So, you know, you can at least get all of the pieces if you really like that, and you could make alternate cards too. And the refills I think are usually around $12. The kits, oh, what is their price up to? $24 a month? I don't remember. I should have looked at that before I came on. So on the back of your directions, though, it shows you everything that is in the kit. It tells you the coordinating colors. So if you wanted to use your kit contents for other projects, you know what colors coordinate. And then they've started doing this too. Every quarter, they have a die set that coordinates with 3 months of kits. So this is the die add-on that coordinates with this month's kit. And then it also coordinated with August and July. So I did check this and all of the add-on dies are still available. And just like the refills and everything, you have to be a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber to purchase these. The die sets are $12. And so for this one, the leaf coordinates with this month. The hooray coordinated last month. And then this flower one coordinated with July. But of course you can use them with anything. It doesn't have to be with those Paper Pumpkin kits. So if you are not a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you might want to be, because we are coming up to my favorite time of year for Paper Pumpkin. October's kit is always Christmas cards. Well, at least it has been for many years. So it's going to be Christmas cards again this year. This is the sneak peek of the box, which is a special box. And it's going to coordinate with the Nest of Winter Suite in our holiday catalog. It is going to make 10 Christmas cards. So this would be a great way to get started on your Christmas cards too. And then November and December's kits look awesome also. November's is also a Christmas kit. I actually like this box even more. It is going to be 8 stockings with 8 gift tags. So these look like they would be perfect to tuck in a little gift card, to do little treats for your grandkids or your kids. I might use them for teacher gifts this year because I like to give gift cards to my kids' teachers at Christmas, and then you could tuck in some candy too, and the tags too. If you are not a like gifty person and you like cards better, I bet the gift tags could be slapped right on a card, and that would be fun. And then December is going to be, it says cards with hand-sketched botanical designs, scalloped card bases, and those colors are really pretty. So I think that'll be a great kit too. And then this is the die add-on for these 3 kits, and you can purchase this right now also. So the other thing that is really exciting is that there's a sale on Paper Pumpkin this month. So if you are a brand new subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, you have never subscribed before, you can get 40% off of the October kit by using the code HOLIDAY40 when you subscribe. And how they track it is by email addresses. So if you subscribed in the past, but you're not a current subscriber and you would like to subscribe again, if you have a different email address than the one you previously used for Paper Pumpkin, you can get in on this sale too. So I'll post links to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin in the description of the video. If you are a current subscriber and you are wanting to purchase a prepaid subscription, now you can do a prepaid subscription as a new subscriber too. They do the shipping cost kind of funny. I think when you do it month to month and sign up on paperpumpkin.com, I believe it's $24 a month. It's somewhere in that range. They've changed the price a couple times over the last few years, so I don't remember off the top of my head. But the shipping is included in that cost in the month to month. If you purchase a prepaid subscription, they charge our regular shipping cost, the $6.95 or 11%. But today is free shipping. So if you are a current subscriber and you like the prepaid subscriptions, today's a great day to buy one because you won't have to pay that additional shipping cost if your order's over $75. So that's kind of a fun little perk too. I know I have a number of subscribers that purchase the prepaid subscriptions, so that is kind of fun. And you could do that and do some of the add-on dies or pass kits also. Okay, I think that's, one more thing. If you are ordering today for free shipping, you can earn my card kit for this week, which features the Wildly Flowering Sweet Collection. And here's a little peek. This is one of the cards. I'm still designing the other two. But I'll be back tomorrow for my normal weekly live, which will be a card class featuring this suite. And I'm offering the card kit a day early this week to go along with the free shipping. So a little perk for ordering with me today if you would like. All right. Thank you for making those Paper Pumpkin cards for me. I hope you enjoyed them. I think the kit was so much fun this month. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.